RTBU! RTBU! Every other union! Every other union! All right, fantastic. Now, comrades, we are here because of VICT. Now, they are one of these dodgy companies that have done a CUB type agreement. They've found five people who may have never ever worked on a dock, may have never ever set foot in Victoria, and they've signed some type of fake agreement and tried to put these blokes on it. So the union's done the right thing. The union stood up for these workers and they've tried to negotiate agreement, and this company is having not a bar of it. Is that good enough, comrades? Are you going to stand for it? Are you going to stand for it? Now, this is one of these dodgy companies that goes into war-torn areas, seeks to exploit the most disadvantaged people around the world, and wants to bring that model right here into Victoria. And the type of stuff we're talking about is they want to undercut conditions of every other worker across the dock. They want people to do training in their very own time. Would any of you do training in your own time? I don't think you would. Would you go work on a job that undermines every other worker on the docks? I don't think you would. I don't think would you cop any bullying or victimisation this company wants to deliver. Well, would you work for a flat rate, heavily reduced, no penalty rates? I don't think you would either. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make some anger known. We're going to put this live. We're going to put pressure on this company internationally. But first of all, I want to make welcome Will Tracey, the Deputy National Secretary of the MUA.
Thanks, Luke. Comrades, I think the last time we were standing outside this gate or something that looked very similar at Patrick's Web Dock was a 28-day stoppage. And the only, aside from the stoppage that occurred, but the only consistency between that dispute, where workers had to come off the job for 28 days, and the current dispute we've got is Mick O'Leary. Mick O'Leary was a former Deputy National Secretary of this union. Now he's a grunt. And he's put together an agreement inside that terminal in CUB type fashion with a small group of supervisors to undercut the wages and conditions of waterside workers across the country who work in the terminals. And I'll come back to that. We have a company in VICT that has come into this country. It has a business model around the world that seeks to undercut wages and conditions of local workers to win contracts. What they've been doing, and if we have a look to our north in Papua New Guinea, is going into a new terminal in that country and importing all of the labour and putting all of the locals out of work. That is their business model. Because they can't do that here, the business model that they're using in Victoria is, in the first instance, to put together a dodgy agreement that undercuts, as Luke said, the wages and conditions of future generations of wharfies, of future generations of waterside workers, that generations of waterside workers have fought for over the last 100 or so years, that seeks to undercut those terms and conditions and the good way of life that waterside workers have in this country. But what they also seek to do, and what is the worst part of what Mick O'Leary has introduced into this terminal, is if workers don't give the productivity that the company is chasing, they will shift those jobs to the Philippines. And they stand over workers here because this is Australia's first fully automated terminal, where the work done in machinery via cranes, or what would have been done in trucks and other equipment, is done from a computer screen. And what they tell workers inside that terminal, and Mick O'Leary drives this campaign, is that if you don't give us the productivity that we demand, we will shift these jobs to the Philippines, where people will do it for $15,000 a year.
Give it to him, Will.
Comrades, we cannot accept in this country, when we have a program of automation that puts working class people out of work and on the unemployment scrap heap, that those jobs that are left over are being shifted to other countries. We cannot have a situation where one job in this terminal is allowed to be shifted to Manila. This is a start of a campaign. This is the first rally about a cancer we will see spread inside this state if we don't stop the likes of Mick O'Leary And the people that he supports inside that office now, and the boardroom, and they're looking over us right now, and they can get fucked too. But we cannot allow this cancer to spread. Where not only do we have automation that cuts jobs in this country, in this state, particularly a manufacturing state like Victoria, but those jobs that are left are allowed to go overseas if we don't give them the productivity that they demand. So comrades, this is the first rally where we will demand that not one job goes missing from this fucking terminal. Now we have a job to do, and we will come back when this agreement expires and we will fix those rates and conditions because those people inside the gate demand it. But the key issue for us right now is to protect every single one of those jobs as a job that remains in Victoria. Comrades, I want to thank everybody for turning out today. I want to thank those people from the broader trade union movement, but I in particular want to thank our comrades from the CFMEU who have got all of their delegates down here today. I want to thank our comrades from the MUA, and when we come back in 6 or 8 or 12 weeks, we'll ask that those guys in the gate come out when we've got them organised and the people from down the road join them. Because if this company attempts to move one of these jobs out of this terminal to the Philippines, we'll come back with 3 or 4 times the crowd that we've got now. MUA here to stay.
I say union, you say power, union! Power! Union! Power! I say union, you say power, union! Power! Union! Power! Union! Power! Union! Power! Union!